Welcome to Loki. Second game on Loki. Pachuriko changing his faction to UEF. Zock also changes his faction to Cybern. So in the previous it was Seraphim versus Cybern. And now Zock takes Cybern. Let's see how well UEF can do against Cybern. The quickness of Cybern by the Tech 3 stage. Well, a much more powerful ACU for Pachuriko, that's for sure. In the games that he won, it was UEF on UEF. So let's see how well he does. Bomber's a little harder to micro, but the UEF bomber, 300 damage. Though it is a bit spread out. Second air from Zock. How many pigeons is that? 6 pigeons. Looks like Pachuriko doing the exact same build over his last game. And I thought Pachuriko played quite well. There were a couple of critical things that happened. Oh, look at that. Deforestation. The bomber from Zock did much better than Pachuriko's bomber. But Pachuriko right on the back foot right away. And Pachuriko decided to go tech to air against tech to land. And he could have probably pulled off the snipe on Zock if Zock didn't have such early tech to land. And Zock with those very quick Yanceys really put pressure all over the map on Pachuriko. Pachuriko was under pressure the whole time, and then eventually the Ilshivas, if you don't have a big Tech 2 land force, the Ilshiva will absolutely destroy you. And that's pretty much what happened. It's very difficult to do anything for Pachuriko. Air Factory. See, looks like a little more assisting by Pachuriko. Assisting with engineers. This is a lot of mech marines. This is a group of 3 mech marines from Pachuriko going into the same position. Looks like he's going to be dancing right over here. We see a couple of manti. See where those manti go. I think these manti are going to go directly across the map. We're also seeing a scout, which will catch up. So 3 manti from Zock. That's a large number. So not a lot of engineers from Zock. This is a big investment, a much bigger investment than 3 mech marines. It takes about twice as long to build a single tank than a light assault bot. So you can bet that this engineer is going to die, but what else will these mech marines do? The manti, yeah, this engineer is going to be under quite a bit of pressure. We're seeing scouts from both players. Pachuriko looking for expanding engineers. Perhaps if these mech marines can kill that engie and then get around here, kill those other engineers, it would look really good. A little more power for Pachuriko. He is at his Hydra. And once again, he allows one of the engineers to continue forward. And here come the Manta. This is the main striking force for Zock. It will be very difficult to stop at this early stage. It was a big investment. The ACU looks like will be dispatched to take care of it. An engineer is going to die. We also see the engineer for Zock die. The mech marines will take their time killing them. Mask extractors. Let's see what the bomber for Zock does. It would be tragic if the bomber went and bombed the mech marines right now. Bit of an air fight. Zock's interceptor. And that's another thing we saw last game was Zock's interceptor getting a fairly lucky kill here. Oh, Pachuriko, good target selection, is going to kill the bomber. That's a good use of scouts. Both mask extractors have been destroyed. Pachuriko splits up his mech marines, and the manti here will see the ACU run away. Probably go all the way to this bottom corner. This time Pachuriko won't lose his Hydra, which is going to be a significant. I really don't agree with splitting up the engineers. Let's see what Zock did. 2 engineers finished the Hydra, and now the two engineers are going to finish the factory. They're going to finish the factory before this engineer finishes the factory. And yep, these mech marines are going to continue to do damage. They're going to probably find the ACU and die. This other one, though, still not done. Interesting play here from Pachuriko. Maybe somebody can explain it. Was that an accident that he was assisting one NT with the other 2 versus 3? I think Pachuriko should win. Nope. Oh, this is a scout. Never mind. A very similar battle, just like in the previous game. Also, bomber on the left side from Pachuriko. He's lurking. Killed off a couple engineers, but the factory is complete. It'll be tragic for Pachuriko if he doesn't complete that factory. Manta have been dispatched, and 3 Manta can deny a factory. Even if it's completed, they'll kill anything that comes out with it. So, very nice Manta. These are the original Manta that Zock made. See what kind of shape they did. What will Zock do in this one? And the Mech Marine, this is one of the original Mech Marines. Probably should continue to move so it doesn't get bombed. Another bomber for Pachuriko. Looking at the economy, Zock is behind on power. And oh, you see Pachuriko was repairing a tank. 2 more Manti are on the case here. I think Pachuriko might not be able to hold on to this factory. I think in this case the best move to do is to put artillery in the back and then hope that your enemy doesn't move. And then the arty quickly kills the tanks. And very analogous situations here from both players. And now I have strikers denying the Manti that are coming out. I think in both cases we're going to see denial, so the corners are going to be a bit vacant for most of this game. Zock now moving toward the top left corner. Pachuriko completes his factory. The front edge of his base will move down. But a large group of Manti from Zock moving to the bottom corner. It says 5-2, so only 2 victories for Pachuriko so far. Zock is sitting at 5. Pachuriko needs to win this one. I'd love to see him win the next 2, make it 5-4. Scouts coming out. Some dancing. No, that's just this bomber is attacking the Hydra. So what are the plans? Tech to mass extractors? No tech to mass extractors. A lot of build capacity on the air factory for Pachuriko. Continues to make bombers. Single engineer is making a little more power. He's at 420 in an air battle, which Pachuriko seems to be winning. So Pachuriko has air control. He's got bombers dispatched. This factory is still alive. Oh, and a PD here. That's a huge PD for Pachuriko, and another bomber. I think he denied an engineer. More engineers moving out. So Pachuriko is doing a good job denying this bottom corner. Eventually the ACU for Pachuriko should come in. This is a lot of reclaim available for Pachuriko. So Pachuriko with air control, he could have map control here shortly if he can hold on to this top corner. In terms of teching, we do see some Tech 2 mass extractors for Zock. That is giving him an advantage right now, at least temporarily. In terms of mass production, a rather large force for Zock moving to the top corner. Once he gets those mass extractors, he'll make a play for these 3. Let's see how long it takes him to take those. Yeah, Pachuriko has solved this problem. This is huge for Pachuriko. He's got a raider there, PD with 9 kills. And reclamation. Oh, look at Pachuriko will deny air. There is some flak there already. The bombers for Pachuriko have been quite nice. Check out the reclaim, 3600. Good looking eco. Although maybe a little more power now. Zock, 3400. Very similar number. Zock with a mass advantage. He has done a lot more teching. Any tech to mass extractors yet? No, Pachuriko playing as best as he can without teching. And I think he had an air advantage, which is slipping away here. I think he flew over flak a little too long. He does have a map control advantage though. Once he grabs all these mass extractors, he should be ahead on mass. However, oh, here comes a drop. If Pachuriko can pull that off, this will be a lot of damage on Zock's eco, who always loves to have minimal power. Losing the Hydra would be a problem. But now superior force from Zock will deny 2 Tech 1 mass extractors, and here Pachuriko needs to regroup somewhere, because that's like 15 tanks. He needs to build those up. He does not want to have these kinds of numbers. Zock won't even take any losses under those circumstances. Successful drop. Engie drop. Oh, there's a Mantis waiting. The engineers need to reclaim the Mantis. And the Mantis is paying attention, so that's a big problem. I thought there was going to be some tanks there. Well, they're not doing anything, Pachuriko. You gotta do something. They're reclaiming. Oh, they're successful. Not the best execution, but successful nonetheless. Zock will retreat. I think, yeah, he gave Pachuriko enough time. And a sneaky mantis for Zock will create problems in his base. A couple more sneaky manti. These have a lot of kills. 6 kills, 2 kills. And what is Zock doing? He's getting an upgrade. He's getting the gun. So Zock's getting the gun. Once he gets that, he's going to continue to push through the top. Pachuriko has got a secure base here. There's no upgrades on the ACU. Nobody wants to go here. I think Pachuriko probably could make a push. He continues to bomb. Takes out an engineer. A couple bombs in that PD as well. So Pachuriko has a little bit of time to enjoy this map control advantage. He's got a little more mass. Oh, he doesn't have as much power. Once Zock gets the gun, it's going to be a push. And Pachuriko is going to have to do something against that. Pachuriko probably doesn't know that there's a gun coming, but he has to anticipate that he will be hit in that position. So Pachuriko either needs to build up enough defense here, or he needs to make a push of his own. We're also seeing, oh, Tech 2 land. Pillars from Pachuriko. For a while I liked the Riptide, but the Riptide's really much more expensive. If you look at the EEF Tech 2 factory, oh my +0. You can see the Riptide 33 seconds, the Pillar 22 seconds. In terms of health, they're actually not that far apart. The Riptide is overall a much better unit, but you can't justify the mass and the build time increase unless you really just want to go on water. So in land battles, there's no question for EEF, it is the Pillar. Maybe somebody will want to disagree. Man, this mantis is so annoying. It is going to take out a mass extractor. And now a couple pillars on the front lines. It might be a bit outnumbered. Still create problems, and you can see Pachuriko dispatching quite a few units to this top corner, so he will attempt to defend it. Zock is done with the gun. I think he is going to get stealth and gun from the top left corner. Pachuriko, no upgrades on his ACU yet. Beginning Tech 1 push. We got Tech 2 land. So from Zock's in the previous game, when Zock went Tech 2 land, Pachuriko responded with Tech 2 air. And this one, both players going Tech 2 land. I guess that's what happens when you don't have the Ilsheva. Both players will rely on the Rhino and the Pillar. Actually, Wagner's. Interesting. Zock with the Wagner. The difference between the Wagner, basically the same cost. More health on the Rhino. Wagner. It's got much slower fire rate. I think the range on the Rhino is larger, but the laser beam I don't think can shoot over anything. I think this unit can shoot over units a little better. Plus, of course, it can go underwater, so it's a little more versatile on this map. I think we just saw that Pillar die. Here come the Wagners. Killing off the civilians. Yeah, this is not the right odds for Pachuriko. He needs to retreat. Yeah, he will retreat, regroup. There are quite a few pillars here. And now Pachuriko probably should run. There's no reason for him to fight this ACU. This ACU. Stealth, gun, and 2 flags and support. Yeah, as soon as you realize that's coming, you just run. Don't give him any vet. Attack everywhere else, because you know that Zock did invest a whole bunch into that. And you don't just stand there and, oh, okay. You don't want to take shots to the face like that. Zock 16 kills. And yeah, he overcharged both of those. We see T2 PDs. So it looks like Pachuriko will make an attempt to hold on to this. I don't know if I agree with it. He's going to have to invest quite heavily. Each one of those about 450 mass, so 1000 mass in T2 PDs. A bunch of Tech 1 PDs, but Zock with stealth. Unless you get visual, you can see what's happening. You can't see the ACU, so you're not targeting it. So you need constant scouts over this position. The Zock just took out T2 PD. Now he's been seen. Pachuriko making an assault on the bottom, but a superior force from Zock will push him back. So Pachuriko using his ACU as an engineer Zock using his as an offensive weapon, and actually Zock giving respect to the T2PD. I don't know if I agree with it. He invested so heavily, and yeah, that transport's not gonna make it. Zock, I guess, feels like he's got a good advantage elsewhere. He's won this battle. He's also got good-looking forces. Yeah, this spawn would be good for Wagner's. They can sit there and then come out at the worst possible time. MMLs, okay, yeah, Zock's just being smart. He's got a support Tech 2 factory. He put a mobile missile launcher. And, oh, but a shield. So this is kind of escalating here between Pachuriko and Zock. Pachuriko doing a good job holding on to that position. However, this will be critical. Are there enough pillars? These are Wagner's, so what? Pachuriko upgrading resource allocation. Can he possibly afford that? How many T2? He's got a single Tech 2 power generator. He's making a second. I guess his eco is okay. He's paused. He's a quarter of the way. He's invested so much into that. You probably want to finish that first. He's going to do that. So MMLs from Zock continue to put pressure on Pachuriko's base, which is still surviving. 2 TMDs. It's very difficult to... Yeah, this is where having power stalls is horrible. That shield together with the TMDs could stay there forever. And now the Tech 2 force from Pachuriko is looking quite good. This is a big force. Looks like he's successfully defended the middle position. And a cruise missile. Oh, cruise missiles up in the air. What are they going to hit? There is a TMD. There are multiple TMDs. Will they be able to defend this? These 2 missiles are in quick succession. I think... Yeah, they'll do enough damage to those missiles. But yeah, so they just damaged the Tech 2 mass characters, didn't kill him. And now, yep, good work from the pillars. So I think in this game, Pachuriko looking quite good. He survived the assault with cruise missiles. He's got superior numbers at the Tech 2 land stage. We got fire beetles from Zock. Zock has 2 Tech 1 transports full of units. I'm not sure what those are. I don't think they're fire beetles. They look like Wagner's or something along those lines. The shield continues to stay alive. A couple more TMDs would be good for Pachuriko if he can afford it. He's way ahead in mass. Pachuriko has the gun and Tech 2. He's got T2PD. He's got to put some radar. And I think with just these forces, he can run everything over here. Fire beetles from Zock, so he's thinking about getting a kill. And this drop is going to go directly at Pachuriko's base. Sorry, Pachuriko does not have the gun. He has resource allocation. So TMDs are targeted. Yep, this is a stealth. Oh, that was a stealthy drop. You can see how quick, how close Zock kept those 2 transports, the Tech 2 transports. So a single stealth and 1, I think, covered both of them. So this is a big surprise for Pachuriko. Pachuriko does not have a resource allocation. Did he cancel it? He canceled his resource allocation, so losing these T2 Tech 2 power will be horrible. You see emergency T1 PDs, and just when Pachuriko looked so good, suddenly Zock pulls out that Tech 2 drop on his base, ruins his day. Look at the economy for Pachuriko just taking a hit. He was just at 90, and he's not at 90 anymore. Oh, this losing that power will be huge. Oh man, Pachuriko. Will Zock be able to stop this assault? However, we see a couple of rhinos, quite a few rhinos. T2PD going up. This is a lot of pillars. Pachuriko needs to do a lot of damage on Zock's base. If he can make it past this front line, and I think he might be able to. However, oh, Zock, you're a horrible, horrible person. Oh no, Pachuriko, do you know how screwed you are? Oh no, actually, a little bit of micro mistake. Pachuriko survives. However, why did Pachuriko pull back with his rhinos, which were already in the base? What the hell? Oh man. Why would you do that? He was in. Now he pulled back. He left a whole bunch of reclaim, and Those pillars were right there. They would have killed all these PDs. They would not have been constructed. Zock going to Tech 3 land. We also see pillars now. Oh, this is Zock's ACU. Oh, okay, never mind. I see why. Because Zock brought his ACU back. I'm a noob. Zock flying all over the map. Zock putting a lot of pressure on Pachuriko here. Playing with great style. This is reminiscent of his best of 15 against Blackheart, where he was both actually players were flying around on their ACU with ACUs. And we got MML on MML fight. Looks like since Zock left that position. Zock did a lot of upgrading there, so it'll be a big loss for Pachuriko. Pachuriko. Zock. Oh my gosh. He's everywhere. Total map control by Pachuriko. Pachuriko regains map mass advantage. He has recovered his power. Zock doesn't have the eco, but he's got the badass ACU at 40 kills with his handy T2 transport standing by. It's a very dangerous game to play, and it looks like Pachuriko will destroy this corner, which means a lot of reclaim for Pachuriko and a big mass loss for Zock. And if Zock is going Tech 3 land, as soon as Pachuriko sees that, he'll probably go Tech 3 land himself, and then it's Percy versus Brick. And then it'll be very dangerous for this ACU to do what he's doing. Oh, there's also Tech 2 flag there, yeah. You don't want to fly your transport with ACU over that. What Pachuriko's got to do is he's got to put some engineers in that position. He's got to get that mass. And if I was Pachuriko, I'll be afraid for my ACU. Even though this ACU does have the gun and Tech 2, or yeah, the gun and Tech 2, you probably should put it in a pond somewhere. So Pachuriko in the face of badassness here. He's played extremely well, I think, in this game, but Zock just with that Tech 2 drop and now the ACU flying all over the place. Will Zock die here? I think there's got to be some Tech. No, he's just gonna drop into the water. So Zock will attempt to deny the top corner. I think with this ACU you can attempt to do that. And here we're gonna see a standoff. Tech 3, we got bricks. So that brick will be a problem. Huge mass advantage for Pachuriko. We have 34,000 reclaim for Pachuriko. Zock 14,000. Riding the power stall. Zock's coming back to claim back the land. Pachuriko's units running for their life. 47 kills on Zock's ACU. Pachuriko will come back to continue to apply pressure. This is all Tech 2. We got Titans, we got transports, we got Artie, we got Percy's, a lot of Tech 2 P-gens for Pachuriko. Oh, and here it is, the most beautiful unit in the game. Oops. Oh, one of the most beautiful units in the game. The Trebuchet can't hit anything but makes up with splash. Yeah, total disaster here for Zock. Is going to lose 2 more Tech 2 mask extractors. Zock 52 kills rebuilding Tech 1 mask extractors. Engineers sent to a slaughter against the monster here. T1 PDs versus Brick. Brick getting through. So what can possibly happen here with Zock? If he has got numbers on Tech 3, okay, he's Zock. He can always change the rules. All right, let's see. He's gonna do a brick drop. He's got another brick with 17 kills, which will not be stopped, especially together with this Artie. We got support units still coming in from Pachuriko. A couple of Percys would put an end to this fun. Oh, that transport I think took a couple shots. Is that a Percy? Yes, Percy is absolutely necessary in this position. Zock can attempt to... Actually, Zock, even as badass as he is, he probably does not want to take on a full-on force from Pachuriko. Although it looks like Pachuriko will go in. Zock will retreat. Successful brick drop. 3 Tech 2 mass extractors are going to go down. Probably after that, but brick will continue. This is where the ACU from Pachuriko would be really nice. And are these cruise missiles? Ooh, Tech 3 Mask Ejector from Zock under fire. TMD being put up. TMD is up in time, so a bit of luck there from Zock. You need 2 missiles to kill a Tech 3 Mask Ejector, similar to what happened to Pachuriko's T2 mask Ejectors that were protected by the TMD. And what is this? Oh, Percy. This is Badass versus Percy right here, behind a couple of trees. Yeah, that Percy's probably gonna die. Scouts from Zock. If I was Zock and I saw that Percy, I'd want to overcharge it immediately. More missiles flying in, but plenty of TMD for Zock. Bricks in multiple positions for Zock. And now Tech 2 Air, these gunships. The Pachuriko's ACU out of the water. Oh man, yeah, this brick 8-9 kills will continue to do damage. More gunships. Look at this Air Force, I think. Yeah, this Air Force for Pachuriko, both are still at Tech 1 inties. And I don't know who has more. Zock will attempt to save his brick. Brick is probably going to die anyway. So Zock will pull back. Trebuchet with 34 kills has pushed Pachuriko back a little bit. We also see a Artie from Zock. So it'll be Artie on Artie battle. Zock playing extremely well. I think most players would have already been dead here. Zock continues to battle against horrible odds, and this will be an attempt in his life. He's always got a great place to retreat. He'll get as many kills as he can before he leaves. Surprised they didn't overcharge. Does Zock have power problems? Yeah, he's riding the power stall, denying him the overcharge. Oh, he just came out and overcharged. And a brick in support. I think Zock with that brick will make a play for the top, although given the appearance of gunships on the field, Zock has to be very careful. That gunship just flew directly over Zock's base. What a crazy gunship. More bricks have been created. And Percy, 47 kills. Yeah, no more bricks. 9 kills. I gotta say, UEF has been the most beautiful faction for Pachuriko. He should just play UEF for the next 100 games if he wins this. 12 kills. Yeah, that brick needs a rescue. Will he be rescued? I don't think so. He's gonna die. That was a nice overcharge. Ooh. Yep. But that brick did enough to allow Zock's ACU to clean up. Oh, but gunships. This could be the end for Zock. He's got to run to the water now. And actually, even if he goes into the water with low health, a couple torpedo bombers would put an end to this game. This has been, I think, the best game. Oh, what? Zock with a superior Air Force. And Zock at 11,000 health. He's still fine. And look at this, the bricks counterattacking. Percy's in lower numbers against bricks. 3 Percys versus, and now 2 versus 4, 2 versus 3. I think the bricks are gonna win. Just barely, and another brick, another Percy is necessary. We do see Percy's up on top, continue to deny. Wow. Well, we got to see this number keeps on climbing. Pachuriko keeps on getting more and more mass, so eventually he should be able to overwhelm, even though we saw this victory for Zock. Zock also brings some stealth and more bricks, and Zock continues to utilize the transports. Where is the ACU for Pachuriko? He's under a single shield next to a bunch of PD. Zock helping himself to a little bit of mass here. Are we going to see an air fight? Probably don't want to have an air fight here if you're Zock. There's got to be some Tech 2 flag here. I see some Tech 1 flag and a couple Percys. So Percys versus Zock's ACU. Not sure if the graphics are all the way up here. The bricks. Oh, this is huge reclaim for Zock. Oh man, he's gonna get like 10,000 mass right there. Oh, Zock, meanwhile, oh, he took too many shots to the face. Yep, that's what happens when you take on Percys. Great play from Zock, but even better, well, not better, but better play from Pachuriko. He wins the game. I was really worried for this series, but now it's 5-3. It's still going to be very competitive. One more game on Loki. I think at least this game has got to convince you it's one of the greatest maps. And if you look back a couple of videos, you'll see more epic Loki games. If you go back a year ago, you'll find an excellent game between Aizen and New Fried Rice on Loki. It's one of the greatest games ever played. So let's move on. Hello and welcome to this game 9. This is the last game on Loki. This has been an excellent series between Pachuriko and Zock. Pachuriko once again going to the EF. His 3 victories have come by way of EF. Zock has 5. So on land, this is quite interesting. Blackheart almost swept Zock in the water. I think on point of reach, Zock got 1 win. And here Zock has swept Pachuriko on land, but on land, Pachuriko has actually won more games than Zock. It's 3-2 on land maps. And here, if Pachuriko wins the next one, it becomes 5-4. Becomes extremely close. Zock has a possibility to put some space between him and Pachuriko if he gets a victory. Cybern for Zock. Let's see. Should be good. I might turn down the game volume a little later. As long as I don't forget. And the theme. Wow. That's a lot. What? That's huge amounts of orders from Pachuriko in the first 2 minutes. And what else we're seeing? We've seen once again Mech Marines. This time only 2 Mech Marines from Pachuriko. In the previous game he had 3, which looked pretty good. And Zock. This time Zock is going to... these are hunters. Those are also hunters. So Zock in the previous game went 3 Manta. In this game he's going a whole bunch of moles and 4 hunters. So both players showing aggression, Zock showing more aggression. This is quite interesting. Looks like Zock is also thinking about an upgrade. He's already 11% into a Tech 2 mask check. That's 100 masks that he's just put in there. An engineer for Pachuriko dancing. Will he dancing up? I don't think so. A loss to Pachuriko. Looks like these hunters, yeah, they're looking to deny that engineer from Pachuriko, which will wish it stayed with his friend to finish the Hydro. Zock completely skipping the Hydro. He's pretending to be Voodoo for a second. Scout from Pachuriko. Scout Interceptor. Interceptors from Zock. An engineer from Zock dies. And up on top, wow. Did I miss a little bit of crazy micro there? This striker has 2 kills. But everything's dead. There's also a really good looking mole. In case people don't know, this has colloquial ability. So it's just going to sit there. It does cost 5 power. So a little bit like the Selines. Thing about the moles, you can move while cloaked. Manta chasing down a Mech Marine. Another Mech Marine, just like last time, gets in behind. Created all kinds of problems in this position. And look at this. And given the amount of pressure that Zock put on Pachuriko, Pachuriko didn't have any units coming out to deny the top corner. We'll see how many mask ejectors Zock can get. Although he does need some protection for that Engie. Mantis chasing down the Mech Marine. Mech Marine must realize there's water here. Can't swim unless he gets a transport. He's gonna die. Or if he wants to battle against the unit, 3 times as much health. 3.5 times more health. Yep, that's kill for this hunter. A bomber standing by for Pachuriko, and a mantis for Zock, looking for any expanding engineers. So yeah, this Mech Marine was annoying, but won't get any more kills. The bomber. Pachuriko denies any more mask ejectors in the top corner for Zock. 2 ACUs, very similar positions, a little quicker for Zock, it seems, who's almost done with the factory, and after that he's going to move to the top corner. Once again, well, this is reminiscent of that game on White Fire, the first game where I thought Pachuriko was going to win, where he went crazy with bombers. We're seeing a lot of bombers from Pachuriko, he's got early air control. Zock has an early tech to mass extractor. Alright, so that's interesting. Zock is significantly ahead on mass, a bit behind on power. And this bomber will take care of the engineers. So the top corner, if Pachuriko moves quickly with some engineers, he can secure the top corner. Meanwhile, his ACU is eventually going to take over the bottom corner. You'll see a critical engineer here. He needs to get a factory as soon as possible. See Zock's ACU already moving up. So time is of the essence. This bomber with 4 kills with a nice entourage of inties. Some flak from Zock. More bombers on the way. This bomber actually looks like took care of a mass extractor. 2 kills and yet another bomber. Pachuriko playing excellent. I think Zock's still alright. He's got yet another Tech 2 mass extractor. So Zock not making a lot of units. He's making Tech 2 mass extractor. Meanwhile, do we see any Tech 2 mass extractors from Pachuriko? No, Pachuriko is all business, no teching. He's got a drop that he's raiding, and he is poised to take map control here. It's going to be critical how he deals with Zock's ACU. 2 bombers, 5 kills for one, 2 for the other. And now the interceptors for Pachuriko, for whatever reason. Yeah, that bomber is dead. Sorry, that engineer. Only 1 bomb makes it. Actually, two of the 4. The inties, and the strikers are going to come in. It looks like they went around the ACU. They're going to kill all this flak. There is no point defense here. These strikers can create all kinds of problems. Great play from Pachuriko so far. This bomber here with 1 kill. Pachuriko will provide protection for his engineers. Build it into the bottom corner. Yep, and that transport, I was thinking that'd be great to see a transport in the top corner for Pachuriko to get around Zock's ACU. So as long as there's enough protection, I think there will be. Pachuriko might even choose to drop over here, although that might be a little too ballsy. Successful T1 PD. Probably a bit of an overkill, but it's there nonetheless. The bottom corner looks very much Pachuriko's, but check out that mass for Zock. What the heck? Zock is an eco whore in this one. Game 9, Zock is an eco whore. Zock, it could be a bit isolated from the rest of his units, although there's really anything that could do enough damage to his ACU to make him worried. 4 Tech 2 mass extractors. More. The 5th one going up. This one's could be a bit vulnerable later on. Zock's anti-denying mass extractors. And this will be a critical battle if point defense is completed. For Pachuriko, this will be a major pain for Zock to take later. Looks like this transport is going to make it back home. And what we've seen is a significant air advantage for Pachuriko, who is now catching up to Zock by way of his superior map control. That's when it's beginning to count. Pachuriko also beginning to upgrade. So Zock needs to start making moves. Which we're going to see Tech to air, Tech to land. More power for Zock. It's very similar. PGen count. Zock will finally grab the Hydra. And now major push from Zock. I think with this amount of Manti, he'll have no problems taking him over the top left corner. Just needs to wait for a couple Medusas. Pachuriko establishes. This looks like exactly what happened last game, except yeah, in the last game he patrolled here for a long time. Maybe he'll be a little more aggressive this time. 5 Tech 2 mass extractors. Oh, this PD. 6 kills so far. These Medusas taking a long time. 7 kills. And Zock will retreat to grab that. Great work. I think those engineers totally paid for themselves in that transport. Imagine Zock's probably upgrading even more. I can't imagine him stopping. Yep, that's another mass extractor. That will be the 6th. And yeah, once Zock takes care of that problem, in terms of map control, it will be exactly even. Superior land forces, it seems, for Zock, at least in numbers. Do we see Tech 2? Yeah, we got Tech 2 land from Pachuriko. The Pillar is becoming one of my favorite Tech 2 units. Zock has just built a lot of interceptors. Suddenly I see quite a few. And now Zock is going on an assault. Yeah, and this might catch Pachuriko. There are 2 Tech 1 PDs. Yeah, they'll be playing. There is no Medusa here. So Zock will run somewhere else. Let's good looking radar that will probably lose. On top, it's a bigger problem. But there are pillars being produced. The pillars should be able to solve that problem. And a successful drop. Aside flying by, I didn't think it was going to make it. There's a Tech 1 mask extractor that's nearly complete. These need to run, otherwise they're going to get hit by some arty or bomber. And it will completely suck. 2 Tech 2 mask extractors. Oh, this is what I've seen. I think, yeah, Pachuriko is just way too busy. He needs to take care of his drops. Actually, both players in this series have made that mistake. Pillars versus Tech 1 land spam. This Tech 1 land spam is almost surrounded by T1 PDs here. Actually, now always can retreat in the way they came. And Zock choosing the points which are most poorly defended, and Pachuriko just spamming T1 PDs all over the place. Yeah, this is sad. I think he could have killed 200 health left. A bit of a missed opportunity for Pachuriko. Zock is now ahead on mass once again. He's regained parity and map control. However, there's going to be quite a bit of reclaim left over after this last battle. Promise to turn down the game sound a little bit. Do it now. Gunships. We got 4 Tech 2 gunships, more on the way from Zock. Does he have a superior air force? Pachuriko does have Tech 2 land, which means that Tech 2 flak is a possibility. I don't think I've seen any yet. But I imagine we're going to see a whole bunch here shortly once Pachuriko sees these gunships. What are they going to hit? Tech 1 mask extractors. Not enough interceptors for Pachuriko to put up a fight. Will he still try? I think those interceptors are just going to disappear. It's a waste. As yeah, stream of gunships. So Pachuriko could be in a bit of trouble. He needs to solve this problem as soon as possible. There are a couple exposed Tech 2 mask extractors, so Pachuriko has been upgrading as well. And here, another Tech 1 force, which is kind of being intercepted by these slow pillars. But no, look at all these Tech 2 mass extractors from Pachuriko, undefended. Oh, Tech 2 flak. Okay, so since we have the NG mod and we have the supporting factories, you can get Tech 2 flak all over the place very quickly. And here, this is a critical point on the map, but you can see pillars. Yeah, when you get pillars next to Tech 1 units, the Tech 1 units die. However, Medusas, the ever-present danger. Look at all those. Oh, I think a mistake from Zock. This is reminiscent of that. Well, it's not as bad as what he did to those 10 Janus bombers, but those gunships had no business being there. Pachuriko was far enough into the Tech 2 land stage that he had supporting factories in multiple positions. He was able to. He actually didn't lose any of these Tech 2 mask extractors, so he's still in a very good position. Very even game. Coming up on minute 17. Let's actually check out the reclamation. Nearly 10,000 for Zock, wasting a lot of power. No upgrades on the. Oh, he's got Tech 2 on the ACU. Pachuriko 12,000, a little more. It's probably because of this battle. It's well reclaimed. You see the radar coverage. Doesn't really know. It's this is the vertically separated map. So this happens on Loki quite often. And now, are we going to see Tech 2 land here from Zock, or is he going to stick to Tech 2 air? But, Zock might be doing crazy things. He might be thinking of a snipe, which could be a good idea. We see Tech 2 upgrade on Pachuriko's ACU. Oh, yeah, I knew there's got to be Tech 2 land. Here's the Tech. Oh, he's going straight to Tech 3. Zock is going to go Tech 3 land. There are a few rhinos, just to say, prevent me from saying he completely skipped Tech 1 land. Here come the Corsairs. 3 Corsairs, about 3,000 damage. Pachuriko needs to dispatch NTs to take care of that problem. He's got attack move. Because does he have tech to power? This would be a primary target. Also these TMDs. Yep. Tech to flag the and Zock has been abusing his tech to air forces. This is bad. This is bad micro from Pachuriko. Great micro from Zock. Yeah, the micro in this game, it's all move orders and attack orders and things like that. It's a lot of positioning. It's knowing the speed of turrets, things like that. It's also focusing and being able to organize your units. And here are the Tech 3 units. We got loyalists on the field. We got Tech 2 transports. So Tech 2 air, Tech 3 land combo for Zock. And we know he loves transports. Pachuriko is behind. Pachuriko is significantly behind. He had that power stall problem. Actually, now that he's fixed this power problem, he's back on par. But that power deficit is significant. Zock is quicker to the Tech 3 land stage. We're gonna see, yep, the Tech 3 upgrade has just started for Pachuriko. He needs to get to Tech 3 as soon as possible. Once he gets Percy's, all these loyalists and all the other units, they're really not going to be that consequential. Pachuriko, once again, is getting resource allocation. Last time he cancelled it halfway. Oh no, don't. Oh, he's killing his economy. I think he could have rebuilt that Tech 2 power. He had the mass for it. He could have easily rebuilt it for half price. And now he's paused it. Because last time when he did this, he ended up with a gun instead of resource allocation. Oh, this would be a great target. Look at this Tech 2 radar. 50 health. Anything can kill it. Bricks for Zock with Tech 2 transports. It's a very menacing sight here. You know the pain is gonna come. Loyalists and rhinos attempting to kill a Tech 1 PD. Having a hell of a time with it. T2 PDs here as well. I wouldn't make T2 PDs against this force. Tech 1, oops, shit. Tech 1 is sufficient. Yeah, I'm not liking it. However, Pachuriko done with the resource. Is he done with resource allocation? What the? Somebody tell me why. Am I going insane? Or is there a bug? He was using enough economy that you would think he was making a resource allocation. But based on his economy, he didn't make a resource allocation. So okay, that somebody's gonna have to clarify that for me. So that makes no sense. What makes sense is this. Oh jeez, Zock. We saw this in the previous game, but this in this one, it's gonna be a little more brutal. Let's see what Zock does simultaneously with this. He probably has some stealth in it, but it won't be effective because he's in a power stall. Oh, he's gonna add another one. This one's got a lot of stuff in it. It's got a whole bunch of Medusas. Will Pachuriko. Oh, jeez, he's got a traffic jam, a whole bunch of Titans. The Titans, yeah, they won't do anything against bricks. So let's look at it from Pachuriko's point of view. Pachuriko has power problems of his own. He's got gunships. He's pushing back against his force. He's got no radar coverage. He's got a traffic jam with Percy's and Titans, and now he's got a problem. This will unclog the traffic jam. He's going to lose power, and it sucks to lose power when you're already in a power stall. It's 3 bricks and a whole bunch of... How many? There are 2. At least 1 Percy here. All the power is dead, only 1,000 power. Somebody tell me what the heck was that upgrade that Pachuriko is making. It boggles the mind that he spent such a huge amount of resources and cancelled it at the end for the gun. or is he actually Seraphim and he has the very expensive gun in his ACU, or Pachuriko has no power. Oh, however, Pachuriko is pushing up, so with his Tech 2 land forces. Of course, Zock has his handy Tech 2 transports. Where's he? Oh, look at that. That's a nice offensive move. And now there's also Medusa Brick Force together with a Trebuchet moving in on the footsteps of Pachuriko's main base. Pachuriko, though, with this massive Tech 2 land force. Let's actually see what's in here. Got 17 pillars and a bunch of Tech 2 flak. Come on, Pachuriko, don't be afraid. Don't give him time. Oh, there is a single brick there, but still, you could have ran everything over. This is the second game I saw this happen. I think in the previous one, Zock's ACU came in. Pachuriko playing it safe. This is no time to be safe when you're behind like this, and successful brick drop. 2 gunships are going to go to work. That's 50 DPS per. Takes a second to do 100 damage, 10 seconds to do 1,000. So no, a minute, 30 seconds to kill that thing. We're seeing Corsairs and a massive air force from Zock. I think Zock's going to win this one. I'm actually going to speed it up a little bit. This is pretty good, but see if that drop's successful. What we're seeing, well, actually with any faction, when you're at the Tech 3 stage, you gotta use your Tech 2 transports. If you put these Tech 3 units all over the map, they become a big pain. If Pachuriko can win this battle, he's actually pretty much back in the game, I think. This brick, though, 6 kills. Yep, 2 dead mass extractors. This brick eventually did die. And it cruise missiles. Cruise missiles for Pachuriko, but now he's gonna assault with his Tech 2 force. This time there are a whole bunch of Tech 3 units waiting for him, a lot of Tech 1 PDs. No way, I mean, nothing's even getting close. This is now solid. Oh, that sucks. Very disappointing. So the drops continue. Zock playing extremely well. Pachuriko with a very expensive gun needs to do some damage, but he does not want to get caught. Oh my god, no. Okay, this is over. I was hoping he would overcharge and run into the water. He didn't do that. 6-3 in favor of Zock. I gotta say, these Loki games were really good. Pachuriko played very well, I think, in all of them. If it wasn't for White Fire, had I known, probably wouldn't have chosen White Firework. It was really one-sided. On these other 2 maps, 4-Leaf Clover and Loki, they've been excellent games so far in this journey. Let's see how well they do on Crater. But Zock just needs 2 more wins. We might not even see Eye of the Storm.
Hello and welcome to Emerald Crater. This is Spring Commander Forge Alliance, best of 15 between Zock and Pachuriko. Currently Zock holds a 6-3 lead, which makes the next 3 games in Emerald Crater critical for Pachuriko. Hopefully Pachuriko can hold his own. Although this map, I'm already having regrets of picking this one. Someone suggested it, so I'll blame whoever suggested using this map. I never was a fan. However, it does lead to very unusual games. This map, you might think, what's the size here? It's the same size as Settons. It's absolutely massive, at least. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same size as Settons. And I think there was a video which I already casted, and I was asking the exact same question. Someone answered it in the comments, and I forgot again. Just shut everything out that I know about this map. From the builders that I've seen, the best one I've seen was from Zlo, where he went a lot of engineers early on, and all the engineers expanded as quickly as possible into the corners, into the sides, and then you move with your ACU and build and stop and build whenever you have free economy. I think that's a vulnerable builder if you get rated hard, but it's very nice. On maps where you have very spread out mass extractors, map control really counts. And one of the reasons I really hate this map is that there is no mass reclaim. There are a few trees here and there, but There aren't like rocks or anything like that to boost your economy. So if you don't capture a lot of the map, you can really suffer greatly. I'll speed this one up. I don't want to linger too much on this map. But as I said, if Zock wins 2 more games, he is the champion. And I really hope that this best 15 can make it to Eye of the Storm. So far, really happy with Loki and really happy with 4-Leaf Clover. Those maps have been great. White Fire was a bit one-sided, which is a bit annoying. We see Bombers and Scout from both players. Oh man, I'm anticipating this to be a crazy map to keep track of. Alright, so expanding engineers are the primary targets. We're seeing that Pachuriko's ACU much faster than Zock's. Zock sat back in base. 2 air factories from Zock, so air control will be critical. Looks like second air factory is planned for Pachuriko as well. And any kills for bombers yet? No kills. This is a primary target. They have a really good looking scout from Zock. He's got, oh, we see a little dodging action from Pachuriko. Here's another good target, but an interceptor on the case from Pachuriko. Up top, Pachuriko, will he take out an engineer? He does. First blood, second blood. Oh, I think Pachuriko, since he had an interceptor on that, he could have dodged it. But it's very hard to demand things from people when they have to keep track of so many different positions. Another successful kill. So 2 engineers killed so far that I've seen. Oh, there's another. Oh, that was a good defense. Good defense from this Mantis. Seen 2 bomber kills for Pachuriko, 1 bomber kill for Zock. This, oh, looks like 2-2. Both players cutting off each other's expansions. However, this engineer is still alive for Pachuriko, which is actually a very good engineer. These 3 mass extractors. Get him if you can defend that position. And also, Pachuriko might be able to grab the whole other side. See the scouts for Zock. Actually, scouts for everybody. This light assault block for Pachuriko, something to keep track of. And so a couple more land factories. Gestures from Zock. That'll be interesting. See what that gesture can do for him. Drops on this map, absolutely critical. Taking these corners. And from what I've seen, and from this map used to be featured a lot more on the rank ladder back when I used to play the ladder quite a bit more than now. It typically comes into a position where you have your starting base, which is pretty much upgraded. Then your ACU captures one of these spots, and you upgrade around your ACU. So you have 2 solid bases, then you have the corner behind you where you can put some expensive units as well. And then you're kind of fighting over the corners as well as trying to make an assault on the 2 analogous bases. Holding the middle is fairly difficult, but there are a lot of very juicy mass extractors there. Also, oh, look at this gesture. He's going to try to deny the bottom corner. So far, only Zock has good control over his expansion up on top. A drop from Pachuriko. Pachuriko is going to challenge the top. Gestures in multiple positions for Zock. And who knows what the heck is happening. All I know is their economies are very even. Their ACUs are on opposite sides. Have seen no taking. Transport from Zock, and what Zock has done is that he's done a very strong move toward this corner. That transport should be dead. That's a whole bunch of engineers. That's like Voodoo. Voodoo is one of those players who's so nonchalant with his the transport. He sends them through the battlefield, and sometimes they survive. But I'm always very paranoid about my transports getting shot. But I guess paranoia is only good when it's useful. It's not useful to be paranoid about something once you've already given the order. Zock capturing his mass extractors. You can see this Pachuriko is a little quicker. He got his factory a little faster here. Zock will get his factory in about 30 seconds. Does that make any difference? Okay, so the drop is successful. These units need to work. That transport needs to get out of there. Also, a bomber standing by. Could be some lost opportunities. And a finished factory for Zock in the top corner. Yeah, this will be difficult for Pachuriko to do anything about it. Successful drop in the bottom corner for Zock. As Zock's gesture, 5 kills, gets taken out by Pachuriko. Yeah, so Zock making a claim. I think he's gonna he's gonna hold the top left. He will eventually secure the top right. He's got a gesture move in there. He has taken control over the bottom right. So he's doing a good job there. And oh, Zock making a micro mistake. You don't run out of the fight like that. It was like 2 versus 5, and the 2 will win. Okay. Mistake.
some land battles beginning in the middle. I think this one should be won by Pachuriko. He's got numbers, but supporting units from Zock coming in. So this transport should grab some engineers. And Zock should, and Zock's ACU getting abused a little bit, but he should be able to take care of it. And on this map, if you have these small bands of Manta, this is one of the reasons both players chose Cyber. And if you keep on denying mass extractors all over the map, you're going to have map control. It's really all about raiding and map control. And then eventually you can tech up to tech to air. And I mean, this map without tech to air is hard to imagine. When Blackheart played this map, I remember he had something like 200 Tech 1 inties. I think it was Blackheart versus Tag Rock. I'm not sure if that was ever casted, one of the biggest games on this map. Yeah, if you don't like this map, leave your thoughts in the comment section. And yep, successful drop for Zock in the top corner. Zock also dropping off engineers random places, but that transport probably needs to run away. In the middle, still fairly even. However, Zock putting some critical PDs in the corners. And I think overall Zock should have a few more mass extractors, and we're seeing that reflected in the total mass production. Although overall the game very close here at minute 12. We see tech to air from Pachuriko is going to send a few tech to gunships to try to take over the bottom corner, which is now featuring single Tech 1 AA. You can kill that unless those factories start spamming Tech 1 anti-air. That would be annoying for the two gunships. But two gunships, if they focus, they're not focusing on the Tech 1 anti-air, and that's probably not good. Although Pachuriko establishing six engineers, two factories, so he's going to make a challenge for that bottom corner to establish parity. You can see Zock's forces. Yeah, this is a major assault from Zock. This will take some defense from Pachuriko, and you can see you're going to have to play defense on so many different fronts. Gunships here are very useful because of their speed. However, you don't want to throw them away, and this is where Aeon would be really nice with their fast tech to air with the swift ones, and eventually tech to air becomes so much more useful. Wow. Those inties just flew past a bunch of gunships, which will play defense. Zock retreats. A bit of an assault in the middle from Pachuriko on the left side. The skirmishes continue. Does anybody know what the heck is happening? Zock is pulling away with this slight map control advantage. Zock, has he done any upgrading? I don't see upgrading for Zock. However, a number of tech to mass extractors, so he's converting that map control into something that would be easier to defend. Although on this map, this is one of the maps where you can lose your starting position and still be in a good position. For tech to gunships, going to work, taking out PDs and radars. Here comes the Air Force from Zock. I think Pachuriko should win this. But you can see multiple. Oh, and Pachuriko might be outgunned here in air. He does not want to lose this air battle. And where somebody needs to look up the APM for these two players in this game and post it in the comments. Did I mention you guys need to promote this game? It really hasn't grown at all over a year. I think it's kind of stabilized. Well, whenever I say that, people argue and it's like, oh no, a year ago we had 700 average, now we have like 800, 900 on the weekend. Every now and then we hit 1,000 logged in at once. There's a total of, I don't know, like 10,000 players who log into FAF every month or something along those lines. I know, but still, I want to see growth. Stagnation is not good, as we've seen an air victory in the air for Pachuriko, which might give him a chance to come back. If Pachuriko can take over the middle, there's a lot of reclaiming now available in that spot. Otherwise, we're seeing a fairly big advantage in economy for Zock. So a loss needs to happen for Zock. If Zock continues in this way, he will have an advantage. So the slightly earlier tech to air from, actually, do we see tech to air yet? No, we do see an upgrade going to tech to air from Zock, but much earlier tech to air from Pachuriko. I think it has kept him in this game. He's been able to use it very well for defense. And tech to flak. Oh no, Pachuriko, fly away. This tech to flak, or see how many kills it just got? 8 kills, just straight up right there. That will deny the tech to gunships, of course, as long as you keep your tech to gunships away from tech to flak. Spread them out all over the map. Continue to deny tech 1 mass extractors.
as it appears the battle for this corner will go in Pachuriko's favor, which will allow him to get parity in map control. And what the heck is this? Pachuriko's Mantis. Going to work. Zock. Oh, he's upgrading mass extractors in his primary expansion here with his ACU. So you can see how he's got two fairly strong base here, and he's going to invest in this one. So these are the two bases he's not planning on losing. Tech 2 at HQ in the middle, a fairly advanced HQ. This gunship needs to run away. This flak 11 kills now. And Tech 2 land in the middle. This HQ could be in danger of a sniper for cruise missiles that make an appearance later. However, it does allow Zock access to Tech 2 land in the middle, which counters the Tech 2 gunship. So once again, it's one of the critical things about Zock. He makes very smart decisions based on what happened. You get Tech 2 air, you counter it with Tech 2 land, and you put your HQ in a very... Oh, look at that Tech 2 power. It's gonna be a very nice raider. So Zock really investing heavily in this position. So you can see his major places of investment. This triangle, probably also this also is fairly secure. Although a drop, especially with Tech 2 land or gunships, could make that position a bit vulnerable. And we are gonna see, yeah, this is what typically happens. Big investment in land from Pachuriko. Once you've captured a point like this, far away from the rest of fighting, you got to get a bunch of transports. Airlift this units. I mean, you got to take lessons from NATO. NATO are the greatest force on the planet Earth right now. And what do? They kill one country, and then they take those fighters from that country, and then they airlift them to a different country. And then they let them fight there. And they either die or they accomplish a victory, which is what you want. If they die, you don't have to worry about them. Because if they don't die, then they're just sitting there getting old and they probably want something. And they're an investment. You've spent money and time on them. You might as well put them to work. Gotta say, NATO, they're beautiful. Beautiful in how they perform warfare. With divide and conquer. Gunships, Zock's still thinking about this. I think he's not gonna win. This wall is being put up by Pachuriko. Back to the point, we see the mass numbers slowly creeping up to the 100 mark. Zock still has his margin of about 20 mass, and he's still ahead on power by about 500, and looks like a Tech 2 support factory. And we're seeing these forces from Zock now feature a number of Tech 2 land units, which means, and yeah, we are seeing Tech 2 land as well from Pachuriko. Pachuriko using primarily rhinos. I've been seeing Wagners from Zock. Perhaps you can leave a comment about why he prefers the Wagner over the Rhino. I think on this map with all this flat terrain, Rhino seems the better choice. Perhaps it's something to do with target selection for each unit. So each unit in its file, it has a list of priorities for which units to attack. I think Rhino and Wagner have a different list, so depending on what you're fighting, it's going to be different. Sure, people who attempt to use experimentals versus ACUs are very familiar with that, as the experimental chasing down the ACU instead of hitting the ACU. As I'm talking about random stuff, we see loyalists. Zock has moved up to Tech 3 land, so instead of shooting the ACU, the experimental shoots all the other units because the ACU was lower on that preference list. And here we're seeing Tech 2 land. Or yes, one of the reasons to use Wagners, they can kill Tech 1 PDs a lot better than Rhinos can. Although Medusas, a lot of Tech 2 flak there, so no way to use gunships against that. Pachuriko he's teched up quite a bit. He's also teched up these back mask extractors, which are very vulnerable. I would never tech those up. I think back here, yeah, he's teching up back in his freshly conquered territory. A Tech 2 drop with 10 of something in that transport. Looks like a bunch of Tech 1 units. Trying to make an assault on the left bottom corner. However, these loyalists, I think, are going to be a big problem. Looks like they're going to try to take corner right here. 3 loyalists will easily deal with a Tech 1 PD. And oh, look at that. Yeah, this is where these Tech 2 mask extractors are a great target. There's no defense here. They'll be taken out by Zock. Just a bunch of Manta. They'll take care of it. It'd be nice to see a couple. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of Corsairs. This could be a sign of desperation from Pachuriko. He just invested heavily in a
Tech 2 air bombers getting ready for a snipe. In terms of total air numbers, Zock has much bigger air force. Probably Pachuriko saw the Tech 3 land and realized he's going to lose the land battle. Zock is underneath a single... Oh, Zock's got Tech 2 on his ACU. He's got shield, 4,000 health. He's going to get a stationary Tech 2 flak. With about 10 Corsairs, there are more to go. You would need at least 2 passes to kill Zock's ACU. However, it will really come down, and you can see all these scouts. These should make Zock worried, and I'm not sure whether or not he's building these. With 2 shields, it'll be very difficult to kill Zock. And gunships going in. So mostly, it's fairly strong Tech 2 force. You can see the loyalists going to work, and the Manti. This is why you don't want to upgrade those. If you ever have to play this map, and here comes the snipe attempt. You see the response from Zock. How many passes will Pachuriko get? We see the first wave. Both radars go down. A good piece of dodging from Zock as well. This is where a micro with ACU becomes critical as well. Zock goes down under 10,000 health, and yeah, good micro on the air from Zock. I don't think the snipe has what it takes. Zock continues to dodge, 9,000 health, more shields, and Tech 2 ACU is always very strong. One of the great features of the Siren shield, it is the cheapest shield and you can build it very quick, especially with Tech 3 ACU. And yeah, there's no way you're going to snipe Zock in that position. After 27 minutes, I am sorry to say, I think this is going to be 7-3 in favor of Zock, which means he's 1 game away from clinching. Which I gotta say, unless Pachuriko can get some lessons from Zlaw to teach him how to play this map, and yeah, here come the gunships. They're gonna finish Pachuriko off, who calls it GG. I think Zock has a very good chance of ending this in the next 1 or 2 games, and we will not see the sunny skies of Eye of the Storm unless Pachuriko can pull off some great victories. And I think this was sort of expected to begin with, that Zock is a better player, although Pachuriko is like number 4 on the ladder, Zock's number 1. So that gap between 1 and 4 is very large here. Well, we'll see what happens. Hello and welcome to Emerald Crater. This is game 2 on this map with Pachuriko up against the wall. All Pachuriko needs to do is win 5 games in a row. 2 on Emerald Crater and 3 on Eye of the Storm against Zock. This would be one of the most historic comebacks in history. I think that would go in the history books if he can pull it off. Let's see if he can. Once again, we got same positions. Pachuriko on the bottom. And one thing, these hydros, they're not exactly symmetric. I don't know how big of a deal it is because you can use the long range on the ACU. Could be a slight advantage, I think, to Zock if he wanted to go in that direction. Although, now looking at this map, does this look shorter or longer than that? I'm not sure. Yeah, people have been suggesting maps. I've been looking at them, and I think there are some good suggestions. In this one, I was trying to choose maps to make it as even as possible. There were a couple I think I could have chosen where I know Zock is really good. Maybe I should have chosen those instead because I don't know as much about Pachuriko. But yeah, I think there were a couple of good ideas, but a couple. Crazy Rush, that's a very special map, I think. It will be used in the future, but I'm not sure if I want to do this to people. Of course, if they suggest it. See Pachuriko expanding in all different directions. Very aggressive bomber from Zock. The scout will also spot Pachuriko's actually both ACUs very aggressive to the corners. So perhaps Zock choosing to switch it up a little bit. We're seeing aggression toward the engineer from Zock going to the left side. Multiple Manti going through the middle. Yeah, this engineer could be in a bit of trouble. It's fairly weak on the left side for Zock. And looks like successful defense here. Yep. Let's see. Zock's going to pick up the mask ejectors. Great scouting from Pachuriko. He knows to avoid the ACU. Light assault bot. Yeah, he's gonna chase down the undefended engineer. This is why scouts together with light assault bots is extremely potent. Oh, don't. Yeah. Zock wins the first major battle of this one. Oh, that was a big lost opportunity. Yeah, but I think air scouts are quite a bit more potent than mobile scouts, the moles. And somebody left a comment in a recent video. How come you can see, it's been Zlo and Voodoo, how come Zlo could see Voodoo's construction? Maybe it was the other way around. From his point of view, if a scout dies over a place, you still get the direct vision into that position for like another 5 to 10 seconds. Not 10, but like at least 5 seconds. And yeah. Unfortunate for Pachuriko. Well, maybe it's not unfortunate, but he's going to lose quite a bit. 3 mask extractors. And on the other side, this Mantis needs to do, he's in the proper position to defend against the light assault bot. Zock also has a light assault bot. This is where I really like to go right here and build a factory instead of going around. It's much longer to go around. So overall, what the heck is happening? What we're seeing is, it looks like Pachuriko has got an advantage in the middle. We got good raids from both players. And it looks like 3 mask extractors, 3 mask extractors. These 2 positions have been completely raided. Good kill here on that engineer that reclaimed the light assault bot by Pachuriko. And these light assault bots have the capability to run away from the Mantis and kill the engineer in the corner. Let's see. Pachuriko has made it to the 4 mask extractors quicker. He's got air, so he knows Zock's ACU is close, so he needs to get ready for this battle as gestures from Zock. Pachuriko will sneak in a bomber into the other corner. And this is a map where early bombers are so powerful. Pachuriko should probably start a couple land factories. Instead, he's going to make a couple mask extractors. He is ahead on mass, so he is doing overall better. This is a lot of factories for Zock. A lot more build capacity in this position for Zock than Pachuriko. Pachuriko is far away from anything except his freshly built mask extractors. Pachuriko need. This is another thing of this map. Oh man, that you can think you're doing well and suddenly you get killed in a random place on this map. And we can't say Pachuriko didn't scout, so he knew this position. You can look from Pachuriko's point of view. He knows there are a bunch of factories there, and he knew that Zock's ACU was there. There's a big force coming in, so Pachuriko needs to send a lot of support. Maybe even start making gestures or bombers, try to do something. He needs to run. He's not running. And out of position like this, you don't really escape from a position like that. This game is over. This best of 15 is over. Unfortunate. Not the greatest finish, but I think Zock overall has shown just how dominant he is. White Fire and Emerald Crater, it was pretty one-sided. Except the first games on both of those maps. I really loved the Loki and 4-leaf clover engagement between these 2 players. I think that was totally worth the entire best of 15. And we'll see these players in the future. I'm sure both Pachuriko and Zock will be featured there. I just don't know who to put up against Zock. I know Pachuriko Lucian would be awesome. Pachuriko's Law, those would be great. Yeah, and we're also looking at Vortex, Napalm or Cow. That's going to be a good best of 15 that still hasn't started this week. Should be done by the end of the week. Oh, what are my thoughts? My thoughts are, I wish we could have seen Eye of the Storm promote this game. I'm going to start calling this game real-time strategy. Hopefully it doesn't offend you. I have nothing against StarCraft. Except that I have nothing against StarCraft. I have something against people who think there's nothing else besides StarCraft. If you think that, then I have something against you. But I guess I digress. Hopefully people enjoyed this best 15.